Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hi, and welcome to the show. I'm Ken Sherman, your host of Business Innovators Radio. Today we're talking to James Thresher, a business leader and the District General Agent with Colonial Life Accident. James is responsible for recruiting and developing team leaders. I'm always interested to hear stories of success from individuals with a leadership mindset, and James is certainly one of those individuals. Thanks for being on the show today, James.
Ken, thanks so much for having me.
James, tell our listeners a little bit about the company you work for, what it does, and how it helps people and other businesses.
Well, Ken, I work for Colonial Life Accident, and we are a leader in the market of voluntary supplemental benefits. Colonial Life has been in the voluntary benefits business for over 75 years and really virtually pioneered the voluntary benefits industry, and today is leading the growth in this industry. Our primary focus is helping companies enhance their benefits with two key factors in mind. Number one, not incurring any additional costs for the business owner's company, and number two, not changing anything they're currently doing. But more importantly, improving morale and productivity with their employees by enhancing the benefits package that they're able to provide to their employees.
And what is your role at Colonial Life?
Well, Ken, I'm a district general agent, which means that my role is really to source, recruit, and develop talent within our company. My job is to be a team builder, in essence. I look for individuals who are interested in really taking a lid off their income potential with their careers, really having a career that has no ceiling and no limits, and taking that individual and teaching them the tools, teaching them the business of what we do, and then cultivating some of that talent into leadership. I also look for individuals who are already proficient in leadership and look to teach them the industry as well. And by doing both, what we're doing here in the Phoenix market is growing a team incredibly rapidly and having exponential results.
So your role as a recruiter and ultimately a team leader and team builder, tell us a little bit how you build teams of success-minded individuals.
Well, I would say that the first thing that we do in building teams of successful individuals is looking for individuals who really have the drive and desire. First and foremost, over the years, one of the things that I found is that I can really teach an individual everything they need to know about our industry. But the one thing that I cannot teach an individual is desire. So really, ultimately, we're looking for those individuals that have that desire, like I said, to really just have no limits, really no limit to what they can achieve with their career and really be masters of their own destiny. I can take that individual and I can teach them our business, and given the set of tools that I'm able to provide them with, they can really take that to whatever level that they want to.
Yeah, they say if you can see it and believe it, you can achieve it, and I certainly believe that's true. And you may have answered it, but what do you find is the most common quality among your top team leaders?
The most common quality that I've found in my top team leaders would be, gosh, that's tough. There's two things that come to mind, Ken. Number one would be that desire that we just talked about, and number two would be a commitment to caring for people, a commitment to helping people. When it comes down to it, Ken, that's really what we do. And the folks that I have on my teams that I find really excel the most are the people that have at their very core the commitment to do the very best they can to help individuals really at three different levels. One, in helping that employer to take care of their employees. Number two, in helping those individual employees to be able to care for their families financially during a time of need. And number three, to help their fellow man by showing them a set of tools that they can use to take their personal families, their personal lives, and give their family financial security on a personal level by really developing a career that has no limits.
James, you've had a lot of experience taking people, even at an entry level, and coaching them, mentoring them to be successful independent agents. I'm sure that's really gratifying work when you can see someone with little or no experience become confident and successful. But for you, I'm curious, when was it that you found you had a passion for being a leader, a mentor, and a coach?
Well, Ken, I actually had been a leader and a mentor for quite a few years with a company that I worked with prior, a very successful company, small company you may have heard of called Aflac, and was very successful as a district sales coordinator with that company, and really helped a lot of individuals learn the business, and they developed incredibly successful and extensive careers themselves. Many of them are still thriving today. I had the fortunate opportunity after a successful career with Aflac to be able to semi-retire for about a decade, and it was really during that time frame that I had the ability to spend time with my oldest son and really spend time coaching him. I didn't know, I was not an expert in baseball. I was never a professional baseball player. Didn't even play baseball in college. But so I was no expert at the sport, but was willing to be an expert student. And we had the fortunate opportunity to play with some teams that had some ex-professional baseball players as coaches. And I found my passion to coach really through being a student. By being involved and affiliated with those people and having the opportunity to learn, I then was able to take those tools and I was able to transfer them to so many other kids. And it was really there that I was able to find my passion for coaching and for teaching and mentoring. Several years later, I was headhunted by the company I currently work for, Colonial Life, and really challenged to take the wonderful benefits that I had from a previous career in the industry and pay it forward. And I took that challenge head on, and I took it to heart. And that's where I've really been able to thrive and find my passion over the past couple of years with Colonial Life in taking all of those tools and that passion and transferring that into every individual that wants it. That's kind of where the passion started and how it's evolved over the past few years.
And so tell us about a time, maybe a recent time, that you were challenged to put a team together and how that turned out for you.
Well, Ken, probably one of the most challenging teams that I had to put together is the team that I currently have, which is actually comprised of multiple teams. So my team is composed of multiple team leaders. And the challenge, one of the most challenging parts of that was to build that team almost overnight. Our team is considered a growth district, which our company identifies as a team that is in a mode of very rapid growth. And so we have a very aggressive strategy, and we employ that strategy. The challenge with that is in finding the right people. We have a lot of different ways of sourcing qualified individuals for our sales positions and our leadership positions. One of those ways is to cultivate people internally, and another way is to bring in outside talent who may already have a lot of leadership experience. One of the challenges in cultivating individuals from scratch is the timeline that's involved. And of course, since we're a rapid growth district, we don't have the luxury of that long timeline of being able to spend years to cultivate individuals because we have a much more aggressive goal for growth. So we also bring in outside leadership talent. And the most challenging part of building the team that I'm currently building, and that process isn't complete, but we've had some incredible results, especially over the past 12 months. One of the biggest challenges is in taking those talented individuals who may have prior sales experience, they may have prior management experience, they may have prior leadership experience, they may have preconceived notions as to how sales are done and how you coach and train salespeople. One of the biggest challenges in taking those individuals and bringing them into our industry is that they have absolutely no background in our industry. And so in building a team I currently have, the individuals that I have as leaders on my team right now came to me with leadership experience, but really with zero industry experience. And so the biggest challenge in that is really taking those individuals and coaching them on being leaders at the same time that I'm coaching them to really put the system and the tools to work for themselves as individuals and really be able to cultivate their own business. Because at the end of the day, that's really their number one priority, is to take those tools and transfer them to their team members. So that was really the biggest challenge that I've had, is taking those individuals with no industry experience, but maybe some management experience, and really getting them up and running in a very short period of time, within 3 to 4 months, and getting them to the point where they're able to produce, they're able to provide a good living for their own families, and at the same time still be able to carve out part of their days to be able to lead and mentor others.
And you've seen it right from the ground floor, so you were involved early on at the sales level, and have grown into being a team leader and now a district general manager. So you've been in the industry, nearly 20 years now, and you're leading teams of team leaders and team builders now. What's next for you, James?
Well, the next step for me is to take on the challenge of really creating people like myself, sourcing people that might have prior industry experience, and bringing them into the colonial culture, which, by the way, is second to none. And really also at the same time cultivating individuals from within. The next step for me is to really help Colonial Life take a market that is really underserved and virtually untapped, and take it to its potential. Here in the Phoenix market, for example, we have been having some incredible progress over the past couple of years, really some exponential increases, and I really feel that we're just at the tip of the iceberg. I believe that in the next 5 years we will double our gross sales annually here in the Phoenix market. The next step for me is to take a market with Colonial that's being currently underserved, and really in the next 10 years increase their sales 5 or 6 times over. In order to do that, that means that I'm going to have to really cultivate individuals like myself. And with my prior experience of building teams and being able to teach individuals from the ground up in this business, being able to bring people in at a leadership level and mentor them, both in this business as well as in leadership, I believe that I have all of the tools necessary in order to be able to go out there and really cultivate a team of team builders for Colonial Life. And so that's the next step for me.
Every time I interview a business innovator and leader like you, I always pay very close attention to what you're saying. James, thank you for taking the time to share your perspective of leadership with us. I really appreciate you being on the show.
Thanks so much, Ken. It means a lot to me, and I look forward to speaking again.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.